Welcome to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host for this evening, sitting in the big chair, Miguel Colon Jr. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to start out with an apology. I've been hearing a lot of comments. That, oh, what's up, man? Oh, Miguel don't want to do the show? Oh, Miguel all part-time? Miguel's a reservist on this show?
Uh-oh. Not a reservist, son.
Listen, man. It's hard. It's hard for all of us.
It is.
But right now, Ken and James have a good thing where they're able to meet a certain time to do the recordings, and it always works for them. So I have to work it into my schedule. And they're not saying anything to me, okay? And they own this show too. So I'm getting a little tired of people being like, oh, man, when you going to come back to Real Laughs? I'm here all the time, man. It's just hard for me right now to dedicate the schedule. But I'm helping. I'm doing stuff behind the scenes, man.
No. Full disclosure, complete, man. Real, like Kid says. Miguel's bankrolling this whole thing.
Yeah. Hey, dog.
Yeah.
I'm out there grinding, man. I'm coming home. I'm coming home like a dad, and the kids are like, "You don't do nothing. We don't got nothing." I'm like, "We got lights, right?" Everybody hears the lights right now, right?
Hey, what's your favorite?
Anytime he come over, you get the big piece of chicken. Right?
What's that?
I gotta come in.
Miguel? We can't even say it. I don't need this.
Yeah. I don't need this. Yo, I don't need this. Yo, people like, yo, man, when you gonna be on Real Laughs? I'm like, I'm out in those goddamn streets every day trying to keep Real Laughs coming. Okay, so sometimes I get home at like 9:52 and they're done with the last 2 episodes, and I get to listen to them in the. Do you know how many times on the car ride home I'm listening to Real Laughs? I'm like, I wasn't there for that. Like, and it's always cool stuff. It's like, hey, we got Tracy Lee and the Ghost of DMX on today. I'm like, we had the Ghost of DMX on? What the hell? They're like, hey, guys, we got Ric Flair and every girl Miguel had a crush on in the 11th grade. And I'm like, yo, what? And then when I do come on the shows, we're like, all right, man, this dude owns a jet ski place and he paid us money.
Well, you missed yesterday's show because we had Patricio's dad on.
Wow. Hey, I'm so happy to meet you, Ken, James. What's up, Rocky? Hey, you still pee the bed, Rocky? Hey, this dude used to pee the bed. He's like, I was 9 months. Yeah, he used to pee in the bed though. That's why I left. I said, ill. Guys, those other 2 voices you hear in studio are James Yawn and the godfather of Orlando comedy, Ken Miller. Now, James, Ken, we're getting to the worst holiday in American history.
Don't say that.
Tax season.
And now it depends on your race how you feel about tax season. Because my people, my people love them some tax.
Black people really do love tax season,
bro, because we be claiming everybody else's kids.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, I claim Patricio when he was young.
And that's all he ever wanted.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I claim Patricio. Man, my mama was if we didn't get something for Christmas, I'm gonna get it when my taxes come.
Yep. Everybody got to get on tax season.
Christmas in the hood,
look,
bro.
Man, James, I think you know this too, though. See, I'm an independent contractor.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So,
we all are. We all are.
So everybody here knows independent contractor.
It ain't Christmas no more.
And right now I sit with, hey, shout out to my accountant, David Cole, best accountant in town. And lots of times I sit there and handing David receipts and stuff, and he's just shaking his head. He's like, what do you want me to do with this? And I'm like, make them go away.
This is a receipt for Cafe Risque.
Yeah. It's an entertainment receipt, David. I was driving back from a show and I was like, I'm sleepy. I got to wake up. So I went to Cafe Risque and then I saw the ghost of Scallywag Futures and I decided I could drive home.
I'm up now.
I'm scared.
Bro, I've never been in that place, but every time I pass by,
the breakfast is amazing. Is amazing.
It's like, I wonder. I don't even want.
What do you want to know? Ask a question, Jason. What do you want to know about Cafe Risque? Old Miguel gonna help you out here.
It's a restaurant set up with nudity. Let's just address that first.
It's a cafe, James, and maybe it's a little risque. Okay.
So is it a strip club? Or it's just
it's a strip. It's a strip. No. They show a nanny and all, bro. You know, it's a strip club for truck. It's basically, you remember Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
Where they pulled over.
Yeah.
It's just no Mexicans. You know,
Oh,
that's
wow.
it,
I'm
yo.
out. Then I'm out.
Yeah.
And no vampires.
I wouldn't go that far. I would just say I haven't seen that many Mexicans there, but I couldn't tell you if there were any vampires or not.
If I walk in, is it like Waffle House? I'm like, I got two. They're like, sit down somewhere, and I go sit down. They bring me a menu.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Waffle House, but less clothes, equal amount of violence.
Like,
you know,
like it.
You come in and you're like, hey, party at 2. Can I get something nice by a window? It's me and the girl's anniversary. You know? No, but they used to have this breakfast. Me and my homeboy Chris. You know Chris from came out to our show in Virginia. My homeboy who works for the DOD. He brought his wife. Yeah. Yes. Chris, my dude, that's my world traveling homeboy. That's why I just was with in Germany, him and his wife Shells. Me and him used to make it a point when we were coming back to swing by Cafe Risque for their breakfast platter. Because it was one of those where it was like an entire plate. Basically, it's one of those garbage plates where it's hash browns, cheeseburger, French fry, all that piled up. And that was our spot. But like a lot of the girls who was dancing at Cafe Risque, this was like playing Canadian football. This is the last dancing spot for them. Yeah, they weren't gonna go to anywhere else. So you saw it all. Like you could like sometimes, man, if this is back before like we had maps on our phones, I could use their stretch marks to kind of map out where we were.
Yeah.
She's
but did you have, you said the CFL was at least one Warren Moon in that you was like, this one's
always
good somewhere.
Always, man. She was like the old lady who like because there's always an older one that was hot there. You know, she's out there. You like, she's still got it going on. You're looking at her like you could have been something, kid. You know, and she's out there, and you could just tell she just wants to stay close to home, and this is where she wants to dance.
Yeah,
and bless her heart, she gonna come by. She gonna stand right over your plate of food. You're gonna be like, okay, now. We need 2 hairnets for you.
I think that's the part that grosses me out the most is the fact that, it's going to be some CUDA right there.
Oh, wow.
I mean, CUDA and eggs go together. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
Women at your plate both got eggs.
Yeah. It goes together at your house, not with the random though. I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right.
I don't want the seafood platter.
You're right. You walk in there like, y'all doing a seafood boil? No.
Yeah.
AC just broken.
It smell like mad crab up in here.
Came up in there like, this takes me back to Phuket.
Man. Yeah, be like, where the Cheddar Bay biscuits? Ain't no Cheddar Bay biscuits in here today.
Hey, you never want to be in a strip club when the AC's broken though. Like already, this is badness. And whatever dude is in there, he's the worst creature in the world.
Yeah.
If he's like, I can hang out in a strip club when the AC's broken, he's like, I like the smell. You know? Hey, but Cafe Risque, if you want to sponsor us, man, I can't front the bill forever. So
that's true.
If you want to throw some ducats on it, basically, let's do this for a couple minutes. Hey guys, Real Laughs is going to offer you the greatest sponsorship package you've ever had. I mean that because you know what I'm saying. The monsters, they don't need you. They want you. They care about you, and they're going to treat you right. But Daddy Real Laughs needs you. All right. Tom and Dan, those dudes are my homeboys. They got a great show. They don't need you. They want you. But if you don't pay Tom and Dan this month, nobody's coming to take their Tesla. If you don't pay Real Laughs, I can't answer the door because I'm not sure who it is. If you don't pay Real Laughs, I got to answer my phone in a funny accent because they're going to repo our show. Like literally, Jack Bradshaw is going to hook our show up to a truck and we're going to watch it go away.
We are literally this close to being a part of David Jolly's next Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is this, guys. If you are interested in sponsorship by a show who's not, here's the thing, we're not going to treat you like you're sponsored 375. No. We're going to show you love. And what I say was this, when you sponsor Real Laughs, when you're with us, we're with you.
That's
right. You know what I want to help you understand what that means. In the past, me and Jay have gone and helped our sponsors with things that other shows will not. We have helped our sponsors when their wives were kicking them out of the house. And they said, I don't know who else to call. I said, baby, you kicking up money to me. I'll be there. And me and Jay have been there, helping a dude move his furniture out of his house. His wife said, where'd you find these two? And he literally goes, no, baby, these are guys from Real Laughs. Real Laughs is there for you. And I mean that. We are looking for new sponsorship. Sponsorship is going to help us, and we're going to help you. How are we going to help you? Because, baby, we need you. We're not going to just be like, hey, this segment I'm going to be like, no. Listen, whatever your company is, I'm gonna go on record that it's the best there's ever been.
That's right.
So literally, if you have a C rating from the health department, I'm gonna be eating your food shaking because I'm getting E. coli. Like, this is the best chicken I've ever had.
You damn right.
To the hospital right now.
Some people like their chicken fully cooked. Not us.
Not at all.
I would like my chicken mid-rare, sir.
That chicken look like a pink starburst inside. I ain't even mad.
That chicken look like my latest, you know.
So what we're saying is Cafe Risque.
Yeah. Seriously, hit us up if you're interested in sponsorship.
And we shout you out. If you got, we can do commercials for you. You can come
go to
here.
your place.
We will
Man,
go
James and me. We used to go out to our sponsors and spend the day there. Bring people. We will bring customers to you.
Yep.
I'm telling you, right. If your coffee shop is beefing with another coffee shop, I'm gonna take corners.
That's right.
I'm straight up gonna roll up on them and be like, hey, what's up, man? You Lydia's coffee shop? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, this is a Carlton's Coffee Corner. Bop, 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 bop.
That's it.
Yeah.
Some coffee shops got fair trade. No, we shoot you a fair one.
That's
what we do, bro.
I'm gonna come into your coffee shop, be like, this is really good coffee. You feed this coffee to your kids, Tommy and Linda, who go to school over at Westside Elementary. Those two are beautiful. Children are the future. Why, if I didn't buy coffee from Jimmy's coffee shop, I'd put a bullet in my head. Here, here, and here.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question. How attached are you to your kneecaps?
Yeah.
Just asking.
Hey, you got a bathroom? I just ate some mid-rare chicken. Oh, I'm feeling hot and cold at the same time.
I just had breakfast at Cafe Risque. Where's the bathroom?
Oh my God, I love it.
But no, seriously, man, reach out to Real Laughs. Not only can we offer you like comprehensive, or not only can we offer you like a complete package of promotion, we'll specialize it. We'll make it a part of it. We will guarantee you that you will see results from us. If not, just pay another month. We'll try again. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Man.
Hey guys, I know that like I said, tax season's coming up. I don't know, and I know we're gonna go to a commercial in a little bit, but I don't know if you guys have ever gotten in trouble with Uncle Sam before.
Yes.
But I went through an audit with Mike Busey for our company.
That's right.
It took 2 years. 2 years. For 2 years, I was dealing with the audit.
2 years, was being audited, but other year, you had to still file your taxes.
You had to file your taxes, keep going, and then not know what was going to happen in this audit. And the thing that we were able to do in this audit, which was really important, was we were able to convince the auditor that we were just idiots, not criminals.
Yes.
And that was huge. Once that got across, but guys, they would call me for 2 years because I was the CFO. I'm the CFO of the company. They'd call me for 2 years. They'd be like, "Hey, real quick, December 8th, 2019. There's a charge here for $22,000. What is that?" And I would tell them, and they'd be like, "Okay." And then maybe 2 weeks later, some other IRS agent, "Hey, December 8th, blah blah blah, same charge." They're just trying to trip you up. They're just trying to trip you. And then they had the nerve sometimes to ask. They would hit me up, be like, "Hey, it says that somebody removed $400 from an ATM. What was that for?" I don't know. Like, I have no clue. It could have been for Waffle House. Could have been for Cafe Risque. I don't got all the records. Hey, we got to go to commercial. When we come back, I want to talk to James and Ken and see if they've ever had IRS problems. You're listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by, which one of y'all going to write a check? You know, it'd be brought to you by anything you want. At this point, it'd be like brought to you by the Proud Boys. They make sense sometimes. You know? This segment brought to you by Andrew Tate. He has a lot of good ideas.
Yes. Oh my God.
This segment brought to you by the Society for Segregation. I should live in my own neighborhood. I've been getting real uppity with whatever water fountain I've been choosing. And ever since the Segregation Society wrote me a check, I realized, man, this separate but equal thing, it has a ring to it.
Hey, this segment brought to you by the Daughters of the Confederate.
Yeah.
Hey, they lost, but they're still our fathers.
There you go. That's hilarious, man.
There's like, I wonder what the one thing each of us would not take a sponsorship from. I wouldn't take one from A&W Root Beer because I can't stand by anything they do. I'm like, you shouldn't have your own restaurants.
True.
Like, I can't believe this.
True. Man, who would I not? Who would be too much? Who'd be crossing
you
the
already
line?
know who mine is.
Patricio's
Patricio's
dad.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Patricio's dad. He's somebody's father, just not yours.
Dude, you know who I probably would say, because I've been trying to work on this joke. I hope it work out one day. I would take one from Arby's. I can't stand Arby's.
Love Arby's, man.
Here's the thing. Only thing get Arby's is jalapeno poppers.
A different menu item every day.
Yeah.
They do.
Arby's is just trying it out.
Menu, bro.
Arby's did my taxes.
That's why you almost had to pay for it.
You know, here's my thing when it comes to fast food restaurants. Here's my fast food restaurant question. What are the hours of operation for Burger King? Bro, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows when they open and when because everybody knows McDonald's is either 24 hours or they opens at like 6 to midnight or something. Dude, you know,
I'm gonna tell you this, man, and you know this, Miguel. Burger King was the restaurant on base.
Yeah, it was always on bases. Yeah,
so the fact that it's like when I got off base and moved to DC, and I'm like, nobody eats at Burger King.
Yeah,
we ate at Burger King like at least 3 or 4 times a week when I was in the military.
Yeah, Burger Kings were always in the bases, in the PX and the BX, and
Burger King, Popeyes, Boardwalk Fries.
The Boardwalk Fries, I don't know that one. Yeah,
man.
And the first time I had ever had it, the Charlie's
Charlie's Steakery, that salt steak.
Those were the 4 places that were always open. Now Subways, a lot of Subways are on bases now, but it was always Burger King was a standalone restaurant. You had a Popeyes, then you had a Boardwalk Fries, you had a hot dog place, you had a Charlie's. That was always the thing. So when I got out the military, I was like, nobody eats at Burger King.
We had Domino's pizzas too. That was the pizza place. Was Domino's?
I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy. It's gonna sound nuts, and I know it before I say it. So forgive me before I do it. I will eat at Subway. Don't mind it. I like it. It's good. But when I want a sub,
I don't go to Subway. That's 100%, James. 100%. It's here's this. I'll eat pizzas from Sbarro. When I'm in an airport or in the mall, but that's never what I want when I want pizza.
Yeah. I'm not getting to Sbarro's delivered to the house.
If there was one if there was a Sbarro's down the street from my house here, or a pizza delivery place is going to take 20 minutes. If I wanted pizza, I'll wait because that's pizza.
Yes.
Yeah, James, you're right. When I want a sub, I don't go to Subway. It's when I want something to eat.
But I eat Subway if it's like anytime I go out to go pick up shirts for my wife out by the airport. There's a Subway on the at the Navy PX. I stopped by there to get like because they got really cheap meat, and I stopped by to get like groceries, and then I get a Subway sandwich and head home. But I'm not going. If I'm going to get a sub from like a place like that, I'm going to Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's good, man. Yeah,
I like Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is not bad. I'm a La Spada guy though. If I'm up by that,
La Spada, but it's only like 2 spots. I'm talking
about like a chain type restaurant. Because I pick La Spadas over anything. Matter of fact, bro, I ain't been to La Spadas since pre-COVID.
Dog, I've been to La Spadas like once a month for the past like 4 months. You know, and I say it's on my way to work. It's on my way to work if I want to add 20 minutes. But I'll still go.
But when me and Miguel worked at the Bonkers office together, we used to get La Spada, bro.
When I worked in Maitland, we used to go to the Spadas. Y'all the ones turned me on to the
my homeboy Vinny, man, the Italian sub, man.
Bro, never ate Italian before. I had that Italian sub, bro. I get Italian sub everywhere I go now.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Vinny, my dude, I've known Vinny for a long time, but every time I see Vinny, he wants to talk wrestling. So there's times I walk in the spot, I see Vinny, I'm like, all right, let's do this. You know, like, I don't know.
You walk in out here, boom, boom, boom,
Boom,
boom,
boom. We're going to do this, yo.
So, the spotters, if you listening, come on back.
Yeah, baby, come back. Baby, come back.
Come on back.
I'm willing to have rival sponsors too. I'm willing to be like, X burger is the best burger this segment. And then be like, but also this segment, you should try this burger.
And if you're hungry for breakfast, Cafe Risque.
Mm-hmm. Add a little Risque to them eggs.
I was thinking about your original question. I actually owed the IRS for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Damn, Ken, how'd you get caught up?
Well, what happened was when I first got divorced, I was what you call broke. And so I did tax exempt. I didn't pay taxes at all.
Oh, wow.
I didn't pay no taxes. So at the end of the year, I will owe. And then at the end of the year, I will owe at the end of the year. So like 4 years went by when I finally got myself on my feet.
Yeah, they wanted all that money.
And I owed them all that money. So for like 3 or 4 years, they would take my tax. But at the time, I got to claim my daughter. So I was making, I wasn't full-time comedy. So I had a job, had a dependent. Yeah. So they was, taking my tax return, and I finally got a tax return, bro. I was so happy. I was so happy when I finally got a tax return. But yeah, man, I didn't get tax money for a while. But I was trying to, get back on my feet, man, because I was paying child support. I just got out the military. I ain't had no money like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the only time I've never, other than that, been in trouble. Because when I did my taxes, I always paid for that audit thing. Like
audit protection.
If I did something wrong, I need TurboTax to come fix it.
I want like TurboTax's platinum audit protection. Where like they knock it on my door, like, get dressed, get some clothes now. You know what happened? You getting audited, son? Come on, I got a hideout flat for you. Get in the car. They just hand you a gun.
Hey, you can't even go out the door. You gotta go out the window.
Yeah, you just wake up. TurboTax audit protection. Is this Miguel? Yeah. Grab some clothes, get out the window right now. You see two dudes. There's 2 dudes at your doorstep. Who are they? They're gonna hold the feds off. Just go. You get in the car driving up, you hear gunfighting. The dude driving the car is like, woo!
Like a spy movie. You're on the phone. Okay, go left. No. You're going right. Go left. Left. Okay, now, you're gonna stash the phone.
Yeah. Hey, wait for it. Wait for it now. Move.
Look at me. You trust me, kid? I don't know you. You like driving away, and he's like, "Ooh, you gonna love Mexico, kid? I'm gonna set you up."
And by episode 6, y'all dating?
Yeah,
the dude.
Hey, look at me.
Is that not every? I said this. This is every. Like hitman, like Italian mob movie, right?
Yeah.
There's an Italian mob, right? And there's an older dad. He always has some son that's a hothead.
Yeah.
And the son always goes off and does something stupid and accidentally kills like this former hitman's wife.
Yeah.
And then the son comes back like, I took care of that job for you, dad. We now own Kenny's grocery store. And he's like,
no.
Kenny's?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Yeah.
I killed him. You killed Kenny grocery. And then he's trying to get. I'm like, and then Kenny comes in and kills the whole Russian mafia.
Yeah. You would think the dad would be like, hey, real quick, everybody, circle up. Y'all know Kenny's grocery? Leave that place alone.
Don't get money from everybody but Kenny.
Leave Kenny alone. Because I feel like if I don't tell you this, it's gonna come back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah. All Russian mob kids are just bad.
First generation Russian kids suck in movies. I don't know how they are in real life, but in movies, first generation Russian kids are like, I'm gonna do cocaine and kill anybody I want.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
You know who I am?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm Ivan Petri's son, Igor.
Bro, you just described John Wick, the first one.
Bro, that's what I said. I watched John Wick the other day, and I'm like, yo, this is like every Russian mafia movie.
It's every mafia movie as long as it's an ethnic mob. Because think about it. The old Japanese Yakuza, he's calm, but his son, he's like, Hiramatsu, what did you do? He's like, I did what we couldn't do, father. I took them out. Destroyed the treaty. You know?
but the other thing about that one is the son will kill the father to take over. That doesn't happen in the Russian and Italian movies.
No.
The Japanese son, it will, you must have died today.
You tried to kill me, son? And then the Italian mob story is like, what? You little mother. Oof. What did you do? What did you do, Vinny? Pop. I didn't know. Maron, you just killed this family. You know?
Hey, James, in the Japanese when they're like,
two swords.
where did you get
hey,
sword,
the son's pulling out two swords while the father is painting with one arm, and he's like,
with one arm behind his back.
Yeah, he's one arm slowly, and he's just like, and then the son turns around, he sticks him in the eye with the paintbrush.
Yeah,
he's like, Haramata!
And he has a fan in the other hand now.
Yeah. And he's telling a story. He's like, when you were a little boy, I taught you the story of the dragon and the rabbit. What was the lesson? He's like, I'm no longer a boy. And he turns around. The lesson was that a rabbit moves quick.
A rabbit moves quick.
How did we end up in a fight with this cherry blossom farm? You know? Who brought the doves? You know?
Who's the lady just playing the
Bling, dong, 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 dong.
in a corner of the geisha outfit?
I didn't know Delaware had a little Japan.
Hey, another thing I noticed in movies, I went to see Air last night, the Jordan movie.
How was it?
It was really good. But I'm a fan of the 80s basketball. It's a lot of 80s basketball.
Scottie Pippen said it sucked.
Yeah.
It's funny because Michael Jordan Jr. said, so does your ex-wife.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen goes, you know what my favorite part of the movie was? Because it's lies. Why didn't they show his boyfriend? Yeah. I said it.
Hey. Why is it in every sports movie when somebody didn't make it, they blew out their knee? Is that the one thing that ruins your whole sports career? Yo, you would have went to the NFL if you didn't blow out your knee. That's the only one.
Everything. Everybody
that's
on
it.
that. Hey, real quick, you saw the movie Air. How close were we to having everybody wearing a Converse
Adidas.
Air?
No, it was Adidas.
It was Adidas?
It was Adidas. Yeah, he was. And you know why it was Adidas? Because of Run DMC.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, everybody in the 80s was rocking the Adidas tracksuits,
shell top.
Adidas shoes,
shell
top.
Yeah.
They were
I had them.
It would have been Air Adidas, but what really sold him was, I don't want to spoil it for y'all.
We know the story.
He met the Chinese kids, and he was like, "No, these kids is cuter."
Yeah.
This fact.
Yeah, no, right.
And this one Chinese kid walked in with this electronic. He said, "This is an iPhone." Jordan's like, "That'll never work."
And he said, "Did you just slap a Kenny grocery son? You bring war to this family, Michael Jordan."
What sold him, James, was the mama. His mama really loved it. And the shoe, back in the 80s, the shoes were all white. They had to be mostly white.
Was white.
And Jordan shoes were black, red. They had he said, look, it's called Air Jordan. Nobody has a shoe called Air Jordan. And then what the sale was, the mama was like, we'll come, but you got to give us a percentage. And they were like, no. He was like, well, all right. And then the Phil Knight was like, all right, what the hell? Let's do it. And Jordan makes $400 million a year off of Nike.
Oh,
God.
But
also
Nike makes how many billions off of Jordan? Let's be honest.
Billions.
And a bunch of little kids in China make like $17 a year. Like, thank you, Mr. Jordan.
Hey, dude. One of the dude's daughters, we got 20 seconds. One of the dude's daughters that come up with Jordan said every Sunday when he picked this daughter up, he would give her a pair of shoes. So by the time she was 7, dude, she had like 120 pair of Nikes. Imagine her storage right now with every Jordan ever made.
Oh, and you know, though, there had to be a point where her mom was like, "Throw these out. They ain't worth nothing." Shoot. You throw out Kenny's grocery Jordans? All right, guys, we got to go to commercial. We'll be back with more real laughs on 104.1. Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am joined in studio with James Yawn and Ken Miller. And before we get going, Ken, you going to be anywhere this weekend?
Yeah, man. Actually, Thursday night, I will be hosting the Improv Open Mic. Shout out to Carmen Vallone. He is on the cruise ship, so I'll be running open mic.
Go through.
And then Saturday, I'll be at Rockledge, Florida, working with Christopher Robinson and Eugene Singleton. They just opened a room up in that area, so I'll be working Rockledge. And then Sunday, I got a private gig, man. All white party, so I gotta get my white suit in the cleaners. And what it's gonna be a black affair. It's only black.
Why do we love that so much?
Which is crazy. We love all black, all white parties, but don't like the Klan. We won't go to that all white party.
It's the hat choice. You're just not feeling the hat choice.
That's it.
Because when I tell you what, the Grand Master, that purple robe, brothers are like, "Oh, that's hard." At least Ghostface, at least twice, was like, "All right."
Because he's like, I got some velours that would look good.
Yeah,
bro. The purple is what all old pastors wore back in the day, bro.
Yep.
Right. Hey, man, speaking of that, man, did y'all go to school, church on Sunday?
Nah, my family.
I cooked all the day,
bro.
On Sunday.
My brother went to a church, right? And he said he met this girl, went to the church. He said, bro, I got there at 8:30 where we need at 4 o'clock. He said, he said they had a halftime show. He said, bro, why Rihanna show? He said, I ain't never been to a church that had 2 timeouts.
That is hilarious.
Man, our brother had me dying. What was killing me, Miguel, he sent me a picture. And I said, what you got on? He was in first cav. And I didn't know that. And he had on his
hit the cavalry cap on?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. My brother was quartermaster. I don't know where he got this damn uniform.
He quartermaster because he had all the stuff.
Fly.
That's funny.
He had all the cool stuff.
Yeah, man. So I laughed about that because I tell people all the time, my brothers and sisters are 100 times funnier than me.
You told me they wild.
100 times funnier than me. They just can't get on stage and put it in the joke format. Well, 100 times funnier than me, bro. 100 times funny.
That's funny. Bro.
He had the cavalry hat on church,
bro. I'm gonna send it to you. He had the jacket, the whole with some jeans on.
Wait. So he looked like a cowboy in 1880. You know how like all they still wore their Civil War junk and stuff.
Bruh.
Funny.
So your brother put the cavalry jacket, the cavalry hat, but he had some jeans on.
Bruh.
That's how you dress after Nam.
That's funny.
Boy, look at him, man. He got the
pin.
Bro,
is that the ascot? Does he have the yellow ascot too?
Somewhere right now, Kumo D is naked.
Yeah.
The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild. I used to go
down. I used to go downtown. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you this. When's the last time for you, James, when you were a kid that you didn't have to go to church anymore? Because I know you grew up, your family was church family. When did it stop for you?
I want to say I was about 13.
It's around that job age. Around that job age, everything changed for a boy.
Yep.
Because when I was 13, I got my first sort of job, where I was working every now and then.
Yep.
And then my curfew changed. Everything changed. Yeah.
I became a man in my house. Like my mom recognized me.
Bro, how crazy is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was so which is weird because it was different from my sisters, even though they got pregnant in their teens.
Yeah, but they were still
kids.
They
still had to be like, yo, my sister, like, you gotta be home this and that. My mama be like, I go to work, I get off work at matter of fact, mind you, my job should have been locked up. Like,
because we weren't supposed to legally work.
We weren't supposed to legally be working. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We worked all night.
All night. We were supposed to work 4 hours was the max you could work. And bro, I would get there at 6 o'clock and be coming home 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. But we was paid. We was
rich. Guys, we had this whole conversation. And Ken, next time you see my dad or James, next time you see any of my family, ask him about this one. We found out when I was 16 and I was working at Don Pablo's. I was working in the kitchen. I was cooking at 16. I was working the grill all day. We found out it was 9 miles from my house, and I used to walk home because I told them all it took like 3 hours to get home, and they were like, "You're exaggerating." I was like, "No, I would get off work at midnight, and I would get home by 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I would go to bed, wake up at 6:30, and go to school." But it wasn't like anyone was forcing me to do this. I wanted this because I had a paycheck and I had freedom. But I was trying to tell them, I was like, no, it's a 9-mile walk. And they were like, oh, this is like everybody says I used to have to walk 9 miles in the snow. And we Googled it one Thanksgiving and everybody was quiet. Because it said 9 miles. And then I told them it was 9 miles if I cut it short. Because I would walk through this woods area. I was in North Charleston and I would walk from North Charleston to Goose Creek. And anybody who's listening knows North Charleston and Goose Creek where that Don Pablo's was. And I was Goose Creek, Pine Harbor Apartments, 29445. And I used to walk to the apartments. And here's the thing. It was a 9-mile walk if I was slick about it and cut through the woods. And I had to walk through this hobo camp. And I swear to y'all, every night that I had to walk, and there would be nothing but these teepees made of carpets. They would take carpets and make teepees of them, and they'd all be sitting by their fires, and I'd be walking the train track because I took the train tracks through the swamps, through these bridges, and through this hobo camp, and I would always pick up a big river rock when I was walking because I had this butterfly knife in the river rock, and I'd walk through this hobo camp, and they'd always be like, "Come on and sit down, son." Yeah, like as I'd be walking, they'd be like, "You want to have a drink of whiskey, boy?" And I'd just be like, walk through the goddamn hobo camp. Walk through.
He sounded like the dude from Family Guy.
Bro, that's how I would hear. I would hear whistling. They would whistle from the tents, and they'd be like, and here's the worst part too. I smell like delicious food. So I'm walking through this hobo camp smelling like delicious food because I was working in the kitchen. We used to have this thing called red onion cilantro. It was great. And I smelled like steaks and cilantro. And they would just be like, and then sometimes it would be like raining, and you'd hear them be like, "Come on in where it's warm, boy." And I'm like, just walking through this hobo camp.
Hey, bro, how much for your apron? We want.
Dog, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I literally contemplated buying a gun just so I could walk home. Because I remember being like, yo, Theo got pistols. I should talk to him and be like, Theo, I need something to make it through a hobo camp.
You should have did what I did, man. So I had the same experience. I had to walk home too. And I was probably about 3-4 miles from where I worked at Parker Brothers Chicken and Fish. I had to walk. But I grew up, so I got to walk through the projects, drug dealers and everything. So they called me the chicken guy. Because I would make chicken, potato wedges, pecan pie, and if I was strong enough that night and one tire, I would have a gallon of tea, and I would walk home through the projects and would get a dope dealers chicken, and didn't know. And I worked that job. I mean, I did that for almost 3 years. If my mama husband didn't come pick me up, and I had to walk home, I would have bags of chicken. And I would hand it out to the drug. So you should have had food to get to the hobos, so you would have safe passage.
Bro, they didn't want food.
No, that's not what they
wanted. My pork.
Yeah.
The whistles. Hey, like when women tell me about catcalling and dudes are like, "You need to chill out," I get angry. I'm like, "No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't." Because you don't know what that's like.
I don't know. If I'm homeless, I don't know. I think I take a steak burrito over some booty.
I gotta understand. I was a cute kid. Like
you be like pull pork or pulling the pork. Which one?
I remember one time. No lie. One time I was talking to this girl at work, hanging out with her, because I was that 16-year-old kid, and everybody there was like 21, 22, you know. I was a cool enough kid, man. And you know, when you were a kid, like a lot of these people were kids that weren't confident kids when they were younger. By this time, in my age, growing up where I grew up and everything, I had a lot more confidence, and I was a lot more adult in some ways. And I remember just telling this girl, because she saw me. I used to have the butterfly knife, and I was like a Mexican. I knew how to do everything with it. I was just playing around with it a couple of days ago, and I was like, still got it. You know? But she saw me getting ready, and I was getting my knife from my shoe, and she was like, "What's that for?" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta walk through this hobo camp." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "It's this hobo camp in the woods." And I was like, I gotta walk through it to go home. And she was like, "Well, why don't you walk around it?" And I was like, "That had like 30 minutes."
Yeah.
Like
now home, girl. Get home to 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Trying to get home, baby.
Would you guys ever have those times?
That's crazy. Nobody at your job was like, "Yo, let me get this kid a ride."
Some people did, but also some people just were like, "Yeah, you know," because they were from the old school too. They're like, sometimes you gotta walk through a hobo camp, homie.
I had a cat that worked with me, man, Mike Shaw. He was like, "Yo, man, you want to ride?" I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, appreciate it." Or like I said, if my mama husband, and for you guys listening, I know y'all like your dad. No, my mother was married to some other dude. If they wouldn't come pick me up, or Mike wouldn't give me a ride home, I would walk. I would legit walk, man. Or if it was a Friday, my boy Alex would pick me up, and we hit the street. But it's weird because I done changed clothes, but I smell like chicken.
I smell like grease.
I smell like fried chicken, tater wedges, shrimp.
Guys, here's the thing. It's all my choice though, because I could have stayed a busboy, and when I was a busboy, I was getting home at like 10 o'clock. You know, because they were cutting us. The bus boys over there, we would get cut before the restaurant would get cut. They'd be like, hey, just send them home. You know, they done. They don't need it. You were working that rush, really. Yeah. But the kitchen, I remember this is what, 1996? And they were like, yo, they try to hit me up with the like $8 an hour. Back then you got $5 an hour, you know?
Yeah.
But I was getting busboy, I was getting tips. So I was like, nah. And it was an old black dude, Rodney. He said, man, the cooks, man, you get $12. I was like, $12 an hour. This is 1996. Yeah. He was like, yeah. So I was like, no, I'm gonna be a cook. And I got on it, and they used to tip out the kitchen. I think that's illegal too. You can't tip out the kitchens. Like, you're not supposed to, like, be forced to, but they used to force them.
Because you make a wage.
Yeah, I'd walk out of there with like $30-$40 cash plus making $12-$13 an hour. So I was like, you know, I was a kid working 40 hours a week, all my choice. Yep. You know, nobody was forcing me to do this, but I was, you know, after taxes as a kid, I was making like $500 a week, and I was like, yo, I was like, hey, man, sometimes you gotta walk through hobo camps, baby. You know, I was just buying better knives. You know?
Right. Sometimes you gotta get that pork pulled, baby.
Wow. Oh, but I was gonna tell you, we was growing up though, it was a lawless time because I remember working. I was supposed to work 4 hours, like you said. I was working like 8, and they would say, "Hey, you want to stay?" Yeah, I want to stay. Yeah. I was making overtime, and
I'd call you a snitch if you were a kid working. You were like, "I'm only legally supposed to work 4 hours." Like, this snitching scab over here.
Look at this mother. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We would walk home at night.
All the time, bro. All the time. Hey, that kid that's snitching, I'd be like, "Hey, go grab me a soda from Kenny's."
Yeah. What were you doing in a Kenny's grocery store? You know the truth. Bing, bing. I have to kill you or kill all of them. Find me the hobo. You looking to help me? You want me to get rid of some beautiful little kids? Oh, what's the shame? But I'll do it.
I was curious, like none of them dudes ever asked me to sell dope.
They were like,
none of them was like, hey man, so this what you want to do with your life, bro?
Yeah.
They was like, thanks, chicken man. Wait, make sure you graduate high school. Get your ass up out of here.
Bro, the dope dealers in my hood, my project, that's what they were like.
They were like, man, get your ass up out of here. But I also think they were scared of my mama.
And they be like, hey man, hey, you take your ass home. Hey, stay in school.
Yeah,
mine, they were always like, what are you doing in school? You smarter than that. Like, literally, that's what they were like. You smarter than that. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't like the violence.
Yeah. Hey, man, what you at that job for, man? Work ain't nothing but a job.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, I think that's about right. Work.
You know how they could have got me? They be like, I hear you got some problems with some hobos. I'll do whatever you want. You ever walked home smelling like steak in a hobo camp?
Hey, whatever. Don't touch Kenny's groceries though.
Why you touch Kenny's, son? Let me tell you the story. When Kenny's family and our family came here in 1705, a truce was made at the crossroads. You broke a 200-year truce.
That's funny, man.
Oh man, James, where you gonna be this weekend?
I'm actually not doing anything, man. I got a private show on Friday. The rest of the weekend, I'm spending riding roller coasters.
That's what's up, guys. I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida, hanging out with my buddy Matt from hornblasters.com. If you're looking for a horn kit to hook up to your truck, it's the dopest horn kit in the game. Go to hornblasters.com. Tell them Real Laugh sent you. That probably won't mean anything, but you know. Hey, on behalf of myself, James Young and Ken Miller, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.
Take your ass to bed.
Kenny's Grocery sent me.